Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. With my wife and kids, we run an antique shop in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, filled with some of the most unique items we can find. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc.
From home, honey.
Hi guys, I have made a terrible mistake today. I got called to go out to an estate. I'd been there before, and I wanted to buy a whole bunch of stuff. They had jukeboxes and things, but sadly I wasn't able to buy anything at that point. I got called back and they said, well, we have a couple things left over. I've got like a shoebox full of stuff set aside for you to look at. So me, thinking there's a shoebox full of stuff I might be able to buy, I go, well, I'll take the fancy car today. So I get there, and there's a bunch of stuff all over the garage. And of course, some of it followed me home. Problem was, all I had with me was the old Jag. And as you can see, I am completely slammed in this car. I can't see out the back window. I was having to use the side mirrors to get around. Luckily, they didn't live too far from my house, but we got everything here. Let me unload and show you, I guess, what you can fit. It feels like a college prank. How much junk can you fit in a Jag? How many college students can you fit in a phone booth? Well, I guess today we find out. Let me offload and show you what I got, and hopefully it was all worthwhile. We only have so much summer in Canada, so on a sunny, bright day like today, like this, you want to be driving a fancy car if you got one, and so out she came. Problem is, well, I bought more than I probably should have. Though I've got the trunk opened up, I've got a couple little sorting tables here on the driveway, and I'm gonna start just pulling boxes. I don't even know what's in half of this stuff. It was just estate boxes, and if I thought the stuff looked interesting in the box, I set it aside. Coke bottles and things, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to set this stuff up on the table and see what the heck we got here. Obviously there's some books. Wesley's Hymns. Anytime I find a book like this, I try and see if I can figure out what the date is. A lot of these look like they're 1800s or early 1900s. I'm going to say that this is an 1800s book. It doesn't look to be dated. I could probably look it up online and find out. A little hymn book. Let's see what else is in here. Mildred at Roseland's. The Mildred books. The Elsie books. The Bessie books. Everybody gets a book. With love. With love from Susie to Jenny. Christmas of 1892. Nice little inscription there. Okay, let's get all these books out and see what we have. I'll get them all lined up. The older, the better when it comes to books. It's an old Bible. Let me get this all stacked up on the table here. Kind of a nice little variety here from the Sunday Reader from 1899. A lot of these are from the 1800s to early 1920s or so. A couple of the newer books are still really kind of cool, like this, And All Your Beauty. A conversational portrait of Canada based on a trailer trip made by a daring and delightful young couple and their dog. I bet this is a good read, especially if you like camping. I've got a friend who uses an old rig like that for camping and still. And look, they've got some nice pictures, you know, everything that they did. So if you're ever trying to recreate a vintage camping trip, you read this book and see what these guys did. I'm sure that would have been fun. There's the inside of their trailer. Anyway, just kind of a super neat neat book from back in the 30s. Great shape too with the dust jacket. We got The Outline of History, H.G. Wells. This isn't the first edition, I can tell. The first one is actually 2 volumes and came out in 1920. This is the complete, you know, in 1 volume. They did both of them. But what's kind of cool is that, look, they gave a postcard of H.G. Wells inside the book, or somebody put a postcard of H.G. Wells inside of it. It looked like it had been in here for some time because the paper's discolored. But that's kind of a fun little insert to find. You never know when you flip through books what you're going to find. Little postcard's kind of neat. The Beauty and the Wonderful and the Wise. Anyway, lots of neat old books. Okay. But there's more than books in these boxes. This needs a fair bit of cleaning. I'm gonna grab a rag and see if I can't clean this old Dad's root beer up. What's kind of unusual about this, and this, you know, this is an old, obviously a vintage Dad's root beer, is it still has the root beer inside. Probably kind of gross, but I'm gonna get that cleaned up and see exactly what's in there. Wipe down the bottle. I'm not sure what's more surprising, the fact that this thing is still completely full, like there's been no evaporation in here at all in probably 60 years, or the fact that there's really not much for floaties. It still kind of looks like root beer. I mean, it's fascinating. I would never want to try it, but that's cool to find one that's still full and still sealed like that. I noticed there was a bunch of bottles actually wrapped up, so there's probably a little collection of them in here, and we'll get those unwrapped and out. I see there's a little Coca-Cola cast iron delivery wagon. Not terribly old. It's a replica. What's this? I know what this is. That's a dinosaur bone. There's no two ways about it. That is a dinosaur bone, and it looks like it had writing on it on sometime. Dinosaur Zone, Drumheller, Alberta, 1908. So somebody over 100 years ago. I'm surprised I can still read that. Yeah. Wow. That is really cool. It's quite heavy. Like, that's a substantial piece. That could have been off of like an Albertosaurus, which is like a Tyrannosaurus a little bit. Hydrosaur, who knows? That's a substantial, probably like a leg bone or something. I'm going to set that aside. That's guaranteed that's going to be the oldest thing I find in the back of my car today, other than me. Let's grab this box out of here and we'll move it off to the side. I want to see if all the pieces are here for this little Coca-Cola truck too. See if we got the whole thing, get it set up. I would say that that's all there. This would date probably to the 1970s. Oh wait, hang on. There's a little rider. His umbrella doesn't go there. Is there a spot for the umbrella to go? Oh, maybe there's not a spot. I'll have to see if there's a spot for that. The little rider goes there, and this umbrella probably goes somewhere else, but cast iron. It's meant to look like it's probably from the 1900s, prior to 1920. But, you know, guarantee that it's not. One thing you can tell right away on the bottom is whether it has flat screws or whether it has modern types of screws, and that is a modern screw head, as is that. The other dead giveaway would be, I mean, I can tell from the construction. These look really similar, but they're just not quite the same as what you get with an original 100-year-old piece. Still a cool thing though, and if you're into Coca-Cola, it's a nice little collectible. Yeah, we'll get these books boxed up. the books boxed up. We're gonna put those things in here. That's what we're gonna do, and then keep emptying out the back. I can see this box has a lot of, you know, random assorted bottles inside. That's NASCAR driver Jerry Mayfield. So I'm guessing they're all some sort of special edition bottles or older bottles that are still sealed. We're gonna get these all out here and try not to knock them off. Oh look, there's even cans in here too. It's an English can, I guess. Okay, well, I guess we'll get these all offloaded and see if maybe there's something special. I don't know if there will be or not. There's probably lots of Coke collectors out there that know the variants and all that stuff, but I'm gonna unpack this whole thing and see if there's anything that I think might be incredibly special and unique. Maybe some of these bubble wrap bottles are a little bit better. We'll find out. Okay, so what was in the box full of Coke bottles? Well, not surprisingly, a bunch of Coke and some Pepsi. This is probably one of Pepsi's very first cans. It's unpunched on the top. There's no fluid left in it because somebody's opened it on the bottom. But that's an early bottle cap logo. This is probably early 1960s or so. And not the greatest shape, but these sort of things just weren't saved. So they are fairly difficult to come by. We look right next to it, there's another 60s glass Pepsi bottle. This one appears to be in Arabic, I believe. Somebody may correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's Arabic script. There we've got RC Cola, and it has Sparky Lyle on the back. So they must have made a series of baseball player sodas. This, I recognize Roy Lichtenstein anywhere. I believe that's a Liechtenstein image on a Coke can. Again, unpunched, no fluid, no holes. I don't know where the fluid went to, but it's not in there and it's never been opened. And just some, you know, English cans and some from sporting events, which are kind of neat. 1984 SEC champs, the Gators, University of Florida. Still sealed. And then we've got Paul the Bear Bryant, the winningest football coach in collegiate history. Coke and the Bear. And look, it's Coke on one side and then it's got the Crimson Tide on the other. So for anybody who's a college fan or football fan, look, we've got Super Bowl from Tampa back in '84. Lake Placid Olympics 1980. Commemorative bottle. So these are all special sort of things, Wolfpack, that they must have picked up, you know, going and looking for specialty sort of Coke bottles. And, you know, it's got all the stats on the back there. Really neat little variety. So we're going to get these, you know, packed back in here with the Coca-Cola tumblers. And I think that's a pencil sharpener. It is. Kind of an oldie too. That's the old style can. Probably from the 70s. Made in Hong Kong, yeah, 60s or 70s. Novelty pencil sharpener. So some cool stuff. We get it all loaded back in that box, but that's kind of a fun find. I have friends who collect bottles. Maybe they'll come by and see me at the shop now that they see I've got this big haul of bottles in. Now this is not a Coke bottle. It's a little model car. And if I'm not mistaken, I can kind of tell from the weight, it looks like it might be a Franklin Mint. Yes, it is a Franklin Mint. So they do a little bit better detail than what some of the other 24 scale cars would be. It's not the most popular size for collectors. A lot of people really like to have the 118 scale cars. But the nice thing about these is they don't take up much space. They are nicely detailed. So it's got like real carpeted trunk and stickers and decals in there. So that's a nice little find, you know, for somebody who's looking for a nice little Bel Air convertible like that. It's a cool little ride. I can almost see my way into the trunk. And I was kind of shocked and surprised how much stuff I could fit in this vehicle. The little hatchback is deceptively big in this thing. Look, I've got this cool 1960s sort of era popcorn sign, probably out of a movie theater, in the original aluminum can out of Ohio. Cool piece. Really cool piece. Looked great in a rec room. Saw this, wanted to pick it up right away because there's always a buyer for old signs. This might be a motion sign, actually. I'm going to plug it in and see. It might have rotating popcorn inside. If it does, that's an extra cool bonus feature I wasn't expecting. I was right. It works. And look, the little popcorn feature rotates on there, so you get the feeling of popcorn being swirled all around. What a cool thing. I absolutely love it. It's going to look great at the shop. This bin appears to be collectible little plaques, hockey stuff. Now, a lot of times when they tell you something's collectible, it's kind of not, because they make a whole bunch of them. That one's empty. Oh, this one has something in it. That one's full. So somebody's actually filled this one up. Probably not worth a whole pile, but I was peeking in the box and there's some silver dollars and some little coin sets from the mint. And those, if they have silver value, of course, have, you know, they're valuable because of what they are. They're silver. You know, and then you have the collector value added in, that there's Grey Cup edition and so forth. So maybe there's a few extra collectibles in here that will help offset the value of some of the other things I found. These are big kits. Ultimate CFL fan set. It's $200 brand new. Stamps, a little silver bar it looks like. Wow. There's a couple of them in here. A lot of cool stuff. Lots of fun stuff to go through. Is this football as well? No, it's hockey. Series of the century. And how much was this one new? Doesn't say. 39 bucks. It was a Canada Post issued set. Still really neat. That was a big series with Paul Henderson, Canada versus Russia. A lot of people watched that when it happened. Just blank little things. Like, yeah, they were $2.99 each. Not overly expensive when they were new, but you know, kind of cool little collectibles. That's just empty stuff. You know, I think my real find here is going to be if there's a few of these silver coins, then that'll definitely help. Yep, a little Grey Cup coin here. That's about 1 troy ounce of pure silver. Really, really, really neat. With the back of the car empty, I can start focusing on the back seat and passenger seat, which, I'll be honest, pretty darn full. Let's get some of this stuff out. Already liking this Pepsi thermometer. A little faded, but it's also pretty darn cool. Try and get an idea of its age. Can't really... A lot of these things are reproductions, and you have to be so careful. What this has going for it is that a lot of times the repos are smaller than this. They make them small. And it would say made in China or made in Taiwan. This one doesn't. It's a wood back thermometer. But here's my concern. Modern screw heads holding the thermometer in. So I'm going to say that it's newer than what it looks. Or it could be from the 60s. I mean, it could be that old. But, you know... really, really neat piece. It's got to be like 3 feet tall. Well, no, maybe not quite. It's over, well, pretty close actually. Pretty darn close. We got some Olympic winter game pin sets. These were really popular back in the 80s around here because they had the Olympic Games here in Alberta back in '88. That's where they had the Jamaican bobsled team that they did the Cool Runnings movie after. They competed in those games. So pretty collectible. And I see Labatt's did a bunch of bottle caps as well, limited to 800 sets. But this is the Olympic Games going up to 1988 and celebrating them going back to the 20s. Kind of a neat little set. If you're a Labatt's collector, that's kind of a cool thing. And there are Labatt's collectors. That's the thing. You've got people who collect the beer product and people who collect Olympics, or people who like bottle caps. That's 3 times the collectors for one product. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is labeled 1989 Coca-Cola Company. It is porcelain enamel. The nice thing is it's made by Coke as a replica. It's not some other company. Coca-Cola made it. This, however, is original. 1953 Coca-Cola calendar. It's got the pinup girl theme happening there. Cool little thing. Put that right up top. There were a few other cars in the box, and here's one that should be practically illegal in my area. It's a Calgary Flames Cadillac with little Calgary flame flags on the fenders and the whole deal. Of course, Calgary is the other major city in my province of Alberta, and Edmonton and Calgary are friendly rivals, sometimes less than friendly, especially when it comes to sports. So for me, I don't know if I'll be able to sell this one at the store and still hold my face proud in the city of Edmonton, but there's definitely going to be a Calgary Flames fan who would be interested in that. So it will come to the store. It's just, you know, just too cool not to. Few more Franklin Mint cars. We got 57 Chevy, we got the Edsel in the great pink color, and the Ford Mustang. It's got a little bit of a bent antenna. See if I can gently ease it back into... You're gonna get bad reception with it like that. There we go, it's almost fixed. These are all Franklin Mint, so decent quality, you know, nice little models, rubbery kind of upholstered feeling seats. But I have a whole bunch of clothing to unpack here. So I better get the toys put away and then focus on the clothes next. Now, I don't normally buy jerseys, but the person that owned these was a huge hockey fan, and they collected actual game-worn jerseys like this. Nail Yakupov, 2012. So worn during the 2012 lockout, Russian lettering, English name. There are actual game-used jerseys. Now, there's some that are just licensed, like this Reebok. I can see it's got the stickers, probably bought at a store. When I look at the back, it's been autographed. And I think as I go through most of these, that's why these were in the pile, autographed. There's a Peter Pocklington who sold Wayne Gretzky. This is from probably, yeah, 1988. Sort of like a little protest sweatshirt. Probably not a lot of these things around. Probably something that was really popular locally here in Edmonton, but that's a part of hockey history right there. Look, what a wiener. That's kind of a neat piece. Doug Waite. Is this signed? Yeah, it is. It's kind of faint, but it's right there. So there's a ton of game used and signed jerseys. Tons of them. A couple pieces that aren't local to Edmonton. There's this 1930 Heritage replica Boston Bruins jersey. And we look over, here's another Boston Bruins jersey, but it's not players. Look, it's Don Cherry and Ron McLean. Whereas Don Cherry is no longer a broadcaster, but this must have been a giveaway or a prize for the Aaron Moser Spinal Cord Injury Foundation. It's autographed by the pair of them. Boy, lots of neat stuff. And there were some that were autographed by the complete teams too. They have to find out what year that was done. There's the Flames and the Oilers team signed. I'm sure some sports fans would go crazy for this stuff. Russian jerseys, who is it? Alexander Ovechkin. It just goes on and on. There's just tons of these jerseys. Be well stocked in these guys for a while. Melissa has made an appearance to come check out some of the vintage ladies clothing. That's got 1960s written all over it. That's like your go-go dancer with the white boots going on.
Yeah.
Are those shorts or is that a skirt? So that's a dress.
They're shorts.
They're shorts. Yeah, it's fairly short.
Yeah, those are really well, this would be really short. It's nice though.
Yeah, the pattern's cool. And your sort of Asian inspired artsy dresses and your 60s Poochie inspired prints. That one looks like it's made out of couch material or curtains, but it's kind of funky though. Lots of fancy going out dresses.
And this material is pretty interesting.
This is like
oh yeah.
This reminds me of you know, something that like a you'd wear to a cocktail party. Hold it up.
The belt?
No, hold up the dress. Yeah, that. Why are you doing a hillbilly kick? No, that's like your hair's all done up and you've got your pearls on and you're out at some fancy soiree having champagne and caviar. Or maybe not for you because you hate fish stuff, but somebody would.
Oh, this is nice. It has nice detail on it. Even the little button on this side.
Yeah, that's a pretty. That would be a fancy going out dress right there.
It has a white belt.
Very 1960s, like the party with Peter Sellers kind of vibe. Another little kind of go-go dress. Kind of a mod 1960s vest. I think there was a matching dress in here for that too.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it.
You see it?
Yeah.
Some jeans. R.W. Brody. Those are like high-waisted jeans.
Oh,
They go above your hip, right? So
yeah.
Some old Levi's. Ladies Levi's. It's a way to tell the age of these things. Made in Canada.
This is the skirt for that.
Oh, skirt, yeah. Oh, I see. So it's like a vest and skirt kind of comp.
Yeah.
That looks heavy.
It is heavy.
It'd be hard wearing that thing around. It'd be hard work.
Oh, especially today.
That's like a pantsuit, I think, if I recall.
This one?
Yeah. Look, couture designed by Rebecca Gould. Rebecca Gould. Not designed by Robert Goulet. Yeah, I've
It
decided.
actually has like a nice design to it. Like
Oh yeah, the jacket. Yeah, it's kind of a neat look.
Nice.
And then very old shirt. Look at the label. Ron's Fashion Custom Tailors. Golden Capital Shopping Arcade, Kowloon, Hong Kong.
Oh, it's a little bit sparkly, like in the...
Oh yeah, it has sort of a sparkle finish to
Maybe
it.
it's just the armpits?
So we got hockey jerseys and lots of vintage ladies clothing.
I think you got it all.
I think so. We have to show the purses. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
It has a label too.
B-E-G-H-E.
Might be a little Italian purse. Very kind of 60s, 70s vibe.
And then this one's actually really cool.
Yeah, you were kind of liking that one, weren't you?
Has a whole bunch of, well, it has papers in here, but it has all the extra pockets in here.
It has a lot of little pockets.
And it opens up, completely opens up. A lot of times these purses don't open like that, so it's harder to get your...
I like that you're looking at these things for their practicality. I just picked them up because I thought, tooled leather, that's
like,
kind of neat.
This is a cool purse. Actually, this is cool because it loops through and it has the flower detail. But these ones, this is how they normally are. They're a little bit harder to open.
And not much on the inside. This has got lots.
Yeah, this one opens full. Or you can actually get in there.
We were trying to figure out the age of this, and I was going to say 60s or 70s, and then we found the schedule inside. What year does it say?
71, I think. Does it say 71? Or 77? I think it says 71.
No, that's 1971. Yeah, January 1st, 71.
Oh yeah, here it says.
So this is somebody's work schedule for the 70s. So that purse has got to be, assuming it was either brand new or a couple years old, it's late 60s, early 70s. No doubt about it, unless they had a time machine. But that's cool to find paperwork. I wonder if the receipt for the purse is in here somewhere too. Lots of bobby pins. That was a daily used purse at one time. Going through some of the boxes that are left in the car, and you can see I still have a few more things to go through. Look, more Coca-Cola stuff and license plates and who knows what else. But look what I found. Now, I would have thought originally that these were replicas, but they tell me that they had a family member who actually played in the NHL back in the 30s, and I believe these are original. They're little posters for the Philadelphia Arrows, 33, 34, and 32, 33. What's really cool about it, if you look at this one, they're autographed. And I can tell that they're autographed. I don't know if you can pick it up in the light here, but you can see the indentations right in the paper where it's pressed in ink. Those are authentic autographs. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, almost all the autographs. All of these are autographed. And that's in a very old picture frame, so it's probably been in there for a while. What a cool early piece of hockey history. Was not expecting to find something that cool in with this box of stuff. Let's see if I can look at the back of this picture. There's something else back here. There's another picture behind the picture. Let's pull it out and see what it is. It was a picture of Charles Lindbergh. First aviator to fly from New York to Paris, 1927. And it's dated and signed. Now, whether that's a real signature or not, I'll have to do a little research on that, but it's signed and dated October 22nd, 1927. Whoa! How cool is that? I wonder if there's anything hidden behind the other picture too. I'll have to have a peek and see, but wasn't expecting that. That's a pretty sweet score. As if it was signed in Philadelphia, that kind of makes sense because if they played on the Arrows back in the 30s, that would have been around the same time that Lindbergh was there in October of 1927. So I guess, yeah, this hockey player probably would have had a reason to meet Lindbergh, I guess. We'll have to get that checked out and see if that was just printed or if it's the real deal. Either way, it's a cool piece. Pretty cool score for behind an old hockey picture, don't you think? And there's nothing behind this picture, so hey, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. But this one is fully autographed by like the whole team, so that's cool enough. I'm happy enough as it is with that, but a Lindbergh too? What are the odds? Hard to focus on getting the rest of the stuff put away because after that last find of a couple autograph pieces, the rest of the stuff doesn't seem as exciting. I mean, there are some cool things, don't get me wrong. Vintage Coke cans for collectors, little stubby Coke bottle, you know, but these are all kind of $5, $10 things. Oh, there's another Liechtenstein can. It has some of this stuff still in it. Cans from, is that Malaysia? For export only. There are weird cans I've never seen before. Colorado collectors prints. So lots of neat stuff. There's cherry Coke with the graphics on it. Ski Utah. I guess every one of these, oh, there's a Minnie Mouse can. Every one of these probably has some reason why it's in here. Apple Blossom Festival in Nova Scotia. Odd things I didn't even know they printed on cans. But I'm more excited to look through the other boxes in there. So I'm going to put the cans away for now and go get the box of other goodies out of the car. What's behind door number 2? We've got some license plates. Pair, nope, 72 and 73, pretty dusty. Some more plates. Here's a bottle cap thermometer. Again, that's a replica. Still kind of cool though. Alabama license plate. Heart of Dixie. Oh, there's a good personalized plate. 56 Chevy. Oh, it's not a real personalized plate. It's a fake personalized plate. It's cardboard. But kind of neat though. It's embossed. Nova Scotia, Quebec, and Yukon, and it's got a, you know, the Yukon license plate has a gold miner, like a panner on there. Look, it even has like a little chunk of gold on the license plate, like he's found something. Come on up to the Klondike. You might find one little chunk of gold like that guy did. Actually, that would be a pretty big, that'd be like a pretty hefty nugget. He'd be happy about that. This box looks like it was maybe leaking at one point, so I'm hoping it didn't leak out all over the place. What's in the bag? These look like Britain's English little lead pigs. Oh, and a jade pig. That's jade in the bag. We've got a replica piggy bank. Why do I say replica? Look, it's kind of funny. If you're a dentist or you know a dentist, look, they're pulling a tooth. Yoink, they take the tooth out. There's got to be a spring release lever on here somewhere, but the idea is that the guy yanks the tooth out and then the coin goes into the piggy bank. There's actually coins in there too. It's full. Look, I made some money already. It's full of coins. Made in Taiwan. So like I said, replica piece. But look, I made money. It's full of dollars and quarters. And kind of a funny little novelty thing either way. Let's see if I can shake some of the change out. Oh yeah, there's like $3-4 in there. We'll take it. What's in the box? This is a novelty salt and pepper shaker set. The indigenous person and their teepee. That little set there. There's a black Americana clock. His eyes go back and forth like some kind of weird Kit Kat clock. Lux Clock Company, Connecticut. What an oddball piece that is. It's carved wood or pressed wood, hand painted. That's an odd item. And we have some old pharmacy bottles. Cod liver oil. My friend Jason's grandpa used to take a spoonful of that every day. He did live to a ripe old age. Alterative compound. Formerly blood purifier. You know what you could use? You seem a little off, friend. You could use some alterative compound. What does it do? Well, you see the person on the left that looks well adjusted? Yes. Well, you'll look like the person on the right that looks terrible when you're done with it. I think it's the other way around. Dose 1 or 2 teaspoons. Full directions in pamphlet. I wonder if the bottle's embossed, if this is an old, this is like an old snake oil kind of thing. Well, it still has the label on it. A lot of times those labels are missing. So it's kind of nice that it's complete with the label and everything. It's a little sticky. Some of their alterative compound has gotten out. This looks like it's all old pharmacy stuff. You have to actually be kind of careful with these elixirs and things because they can be, some of them can be poison, like full-on poison. Vitamins, I'm less concerned. Old cough syrup bottles. Cholera. Compressed chocolate tablets for treating cholera in infants. Rhubarb. That sounds innocent enough. Has rhubarb and coriander. I never heard of being prescribed rhubarb before. Mother drops. For the relief of nervous, headache, dizziness, colic, summer complaints, female complaints, vomiting, delayed and painful menstrual. Oh, I see. That's where the female part comes in. Not like your wife is complaining about you bringing home a car. Honey, I brought home another car, but here, take some of these mother drops. It'll calm you right down. Don't think that's going to do the trick. Maybe I'll keep that bottle. There's still some left in it. We'll try it out on Melissa. See if it gets me out of the doghouse when I bring our old cars home. Oddly, the old bottles, the old pharmacy bottles like this that are poison with the skull and crossbones and stuff, they can be quite collectible. But I don't see any of those in here. Dyspepsia tablets. Oh, well, it's a neat little collection nonetheless. Oddball little variety of stuff. Don't even know the label's coming off of that one. It's still fairly full. A lot of these are full, which is the weird thing. I mean, olive oil, that's pretty safe. But yeah, you don't want to get the wrong thing on your fingers. Last but not least was this cute little 1950s clock radio. Radio still works even on it. It does have a hairline crack, which diminishes from the value, and somebody got some glue on the top. But it's still a cute sort of Art Deco inspired looking mid-century piece either way. So somebody will probably end up buying that. I'm not worried about it. I'm most impressed, I think, that all this stuff that filled up the whole back of my SUV, like I mean a full load. I'm not talking like a little bit of stuff. I'm talking like heaping mounds of things. We're all inside of that Jag. So I guess it's a practical vehicle after all. I don't know if Melissa's gonna buy that, as this being a practical hauler for the store, but you know, I should have known better. Sometimes when people tell you that they've got a few things that they want to get rid of, it ends up turning into a whole truckload of stuff. But good thing it's a hatchback. So all of that stuff fit inside of the old Jag. I'm glad that I didn't leave some of it behind, because I may not have found those really cool treasures, the autographs, the Lindbergh piece. I mean, those are things that you don't even realize when you're buying stuff like this. You just take a gamble, take a guess, and hope for the best. But thanks for watching, guys. All told, I hope that there's probably about $1,000 profit in what I picked up inside of the vehicle today. So with any luck, we'll get that stuff priced and out at the shop. I might have to do an auction sale for all the jerseys, because I don't normally sell that kind of stuff in the store. I don't think people are going to come in looking for it there. But we'll sort all that out before too long. Either way, busy day, everything's packed up, and I can close it down for the night. Thanks again, guys. Tune in for more episodes. We'll see y'all soon. Bye for now.